Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. Today, we'll be continuing our journey into Act 6, covering all of the easiest paths. If multiple paths are an option in a quest, I will cover them all. Remember that these are just what I found easier, and your roster and experiences may vary. So let's dive in. Act 6, Chapter 4, Quest Number 1, Troubleshooting Star. Congratulations on getting through that Captain America Infinity War, and on to the final chapter of Act 6. There are two intro champions in this quest, Deadpool and Venom the Duck, that are both unnoded and really aren't an issue, so I'm not going to cover them any further. The best path here, in my opinion, is through both of the intro champions, and then taking Teleporter 7A to the Punisher path. Here we have Bane, but we have seen Bane before. Keep an eye on that timer and make sure you can push it back onto them. Don't panic if the timer is on you, just push it back as soon as you can. But remember, it is always better to lose health than have to spend a revive. We also have 20% limber, which again, we have seen many times, so why this path? Well, we also have Power Shield to work with. This will make our basic hits do no damage, but our special attacks will hit really, really hard. It will also increase any damage over time effects that trigger during your specials, and all damage over time effects will still deal damage, whether you're throwing a special or not. Power Shield and Bane actually work quite well in your favour here, as Bane deals damage proportional to the amount of health that the defender has left. This means if you can drop a massive special that doesn't quite end the fight, the defender won't have much health left, so Bane really won't tick that hard. For this path, we could really use any hard-hitting special attack champion, or really high damage over time champion. Colossus, Ghost, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Gamora, both Storms, Tigra if you're good with her, Archangel, Kate Bishop, and so on are all really good options. In terms of defenders, we should watch out for Punisher, but he's the first proper fight on the path, so we can go at him until we get a good run, and we should make sure that Hood doesn't go invisible. But after that, you're all set. The final fight on the path is Morningstar, and she has a couple of extra nodes on her, but they don't really add to the difficulty of the fight. Empowered Immunity will give her a burst of power if you try and apply an effect to her that she's immune to, but that's only bleed. And Matador means that the only way you can gain power in this fight is whenever she throws a special attack, you'll gain 1 bar. This can actually let you get to your big damage specials even faster, so it really isn't much of an issue. This is the path I would personally recommend, but I have seen others recommend a different path, so I will quickly review that one and give some of my thoughts. The Thor path through Teleporter 9A is the one that comes up regularly. Here we have Tunnel Vision that we saw against the 6.3.5 Mysteria boss, where repeating any action twice in a row will trigger a falter on you and cause you to miss. On top of this though, we have Biohazard, meaning you need a bleed and preferably poison immune champion. And finally Nano Plague means that we have to be super careful using robots, as if they would be poisoned, they actually get a fairly chunky shock placed on them instead. For defenders on this path, we have Mysterio, who's a pain as we've seen, Green Goblin, who's just generally annoying, Buffed Hulk, who's unstoppable you now have to watch out for, and I will also include Stealth Suit Spider-Man with his non-contact attacks and built-in evade, though he's not the worst here. That Green Goblin, though, is also the final fight on the path, so he comes with extra nodes. Tyranny means that you'll need to use a villain champion here, or you can't gain any power at all. And Unblockable Finale means that below 25% health, Green Goblin will go fully unblockable, and that's really not something you want to see with his special attacks. The problem I have with this path is why should you take it over the Power Shield one? Yes, you could cheese it with Ghost and phase medium light to special 2, or Colossus and his big heavies, or even Horsewoman Storm and parry medium heavy to your own big special 2, and so on. But all 3 of these champions would do the same, if not better, on the Power Shield path. The defenders there are also much less annoying as well. I personally won't recommend this path to you, but I know others might. And if you're finding this video helpful, please debate a path choice with that like button. The boss in this quest is Iceman, and he's really not too bad. We need someone that's immune to his cold snap, but once you can reliably evade his special one, Iceman isn't a particularly tricky defender. What do the nodes have to offer? Well, he is fully stun immune, which is quite annoying, and he also has Matador, which we've just seen. But after that, we don't have much to worry about. That's kind of it. Try to get into a good rhythm, and you shouldn't have too many issues. Our standard Iceman counters will work here just fine. Iceman himself, Colossus, Corvus Glaive, Absman and Magmaform, Warlock, and so on. So for an ideal team, I will be focusing on high damage output champions that will work well for the Power Shield path, and make sure I have someone that I can use for Iceman. A bleed immune for Morningstar, and we should have everything we need. Well, right out of the gate, Colossus covers all of that, so he's number 1. He will suffer slightly without stuns versus the boss, so I'll bring the Omega Red synergy to help him out a bit. Archangel is amazing on Power Shield, so he's number 3. And whilst we could probably do the whole path with just Colossus and Omega Red, and please sub in here for any of your own heavy hitters, but let's finish up with some fun options of our own. Hyperion, with his power gain, will get to his special super quickly, and Bishop is also a great time on Power Shield. These two may not be the absolute top options in this quest, but look to your own roster and see who has lots of damage focused on their specials. Angela, for example, can hit very hard, but she's more focused around basic attacks, and her specials are quite weak. If your top champion is Cull Obsidian, go for it. He will do very, very well. Fairly soon after this video goes out, I will try to get up a short commentative video of me going through this path with the exact team I suggest. It'll be much more relaxed, but should hopefully give some more insight into how I look at getting around these issues. I will also answer popular questions from the comments in that video, so please leave yours down below. As always, remember that this is story content, so it won't be going anywhere anytime soon. If you get stuck here and find yourself spending lots of resources, stop and focus on something else. The monthly event quest and side quests are great places to pick up more materials, shards, and units, as are battlegrounds and the arena. So, that's it. Everything you need to know to clear 6.4.1. I have a whole list of other things in the work, but for now we are focusing on 6.4. We're gonna get you all through it. Apologies for the slight delay getting this video out. As I said, one of the early ones, I've just finished moving house, which means I had no Wi-Fi for a week, which kind of brought everything to a grinding halt. But we're back in business now. I also have a Discord server, so please go and join that. It's a great place to get specific advice, make suggestions on future video topics, and as long as I'm awake, I'm there as much as I can. If you have any questions, please do leave them below, and please do all the YouTube stuff. Thank you, and I will see you next time.